Folks, we finally have some good news for the Cleveland Browns. Get excited. This is a smart move. We're going to tell you everything you need to know about Cam Robinson. It's breaking news. The Cleveland Browns are trading with the Houston Texans for offensive tackle Cam Robinson. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue. Welcome into the Browns Report. We finally have something to be excited about, folks. It's a major need for the Browns. And here's the report from Ian Rappaport himself. It says, the Texans are trading OT Cam Robinson to the Browns per me and Tom Pelissero. It's a 6th round / 7th round pick swap in 2027. So very cheap price, easy for Cleveland to acquire Robinson. We're going to tell you everything about him and how this affects the Browns positively going forward. But first, make sure you're a part of the party, folks. Subscribe to the Browns Report. We are pushing to 53,000 subscribers. We're so close. Currently, we sit at 52,538. We just need 462 more. So subscribe. We give you breaking news, content, and analysis the second it happens, folks. That's why we do this. We get on here and do it for you. So join the party so you can be a part of it and be up to date. Be the smartest Browns fan in the room. All right, here is the Cleveland Browns' new left tackle. Cam Robinson stands at 6'6". He's another big fella in that room for the Browns, 335 pounds, went to school at Alabama. 2024, he allowed 7 sacks in 17 games. But we've got some grades, some stats, some numbers for you that are going to put in perspective what Cam Robinson's game is actually like and how it could help the Cleveland Browns. So his 2025 PFF grades, overall 66.3, which is okay, but it's much better than what Cleveland has currently at left tackle and right tackle. Cornelius Lucas has not been graded high for the Cleveland Browns at all. Cam Robinson is a bit of a step up. Pass blocking grade was 57.8. Run block grade 69.4. This is 2025 in 59 snaps. So your first instinct is, wow, is he really a better run blocker than pass blocker again? But his pass blocking grades have always been graded higher than his run blocking grades every season before this season. Remember, it's only been 4 weeks in 2025. But 2024, he had a pass blocking grade of 70.4. The year before, his best at 78.8 in the pass blocking game. 2022 with the Jaguars as well, 74.8. And then 2021, 76.6. He's always been a much better pass blocker than he has a run blocker. And it's exactly what the Cleveland Browns need. Help in the pass block game. There's not enough time for the quarterback to throw. Judkins has been pretty good running the football behind this offensive line. Well, the Cleveland Browns' run blocking game has actually been better than you might think. It's the pass blocking that has screwed them over. We've got more numbers to show you why that is. Here are the teams that Cam Robinson has played for before. He spent most of his tenure in Jacksonville, 2017 to 2024, and then he was sent to the Minnesota Vikings for part of 2024, Houston Texans in 2025, and now here he is, a member of the Cleveland Browns. It's just what the doctor ordered for Cleveland, folks. He was actually traded mid-season last year as well, so it's another year in a row where he's being traded due to injury. It's because DeJuan Jones is out for the year that Cleveland needed to go out and get a new left tackle. And Robinson's consistently been a left tackle. All of his starts this year have been a left tackle. Most of them in his career, all at left tackle. It's the position that Robinson needs. And he has over 100 career starts. So he's a veteran. He's experienced. He's 29 years old and has all that experience as well. He'll be the youngest member of the starting offensive line if you looked at the depth chart going into the season. I love it. I love it. And overall, it was cheap, like I said. A 6th round, 7th round pick swap. But I want to hear from the Browns fans. Are you excited about it just like I am? Let me know. Grade the trade in the comments section for Cam Robinson. You know the scale. A, B, C, D, or F. Give me a grade for the Cam Robinson trade. I'm excited about it. Cleveland needed it most. It's their biggest position group of need. And we've got more numbers you're going to want to look at to see why Robinson will help out. But first, I'm excited to tell you guys that this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. And honestly, I'm just so ready for football to be back on Sundays. All is right with the world, and I'm big into daily fantasy with PrizePicks. I'm obsessed with it because it makes all the games more entertaining. And before the Browns play, I lock in on all my players in my lineup and their player projections. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in, and PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And folks, if you've been watching the Browns Report all week, you know this was my lineup for Sunday, and we crushed it. I'm making money. Sam Darnold had more than half a passing touchdown. Aaron Rodgers had more than half a passing touchdown. PrizePicks gave us an awesome deal to get Jalen Hurts more than half a passing yard. He did much more than that. And then Quinshon Judkins, I had more than 58.5 rushing yards. I knew QJ would run crazy. He's done it every week. He did it again. If you want to make some money, you can try and follow my lineups. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Folks, what I'm saying is finally the Browns have some offensive line help. It's their biggest position need outside of the quarterback right now. It's banged up. They've looked bad. All in all, this was clearly one of the most important position groups in football and one that needed the most help for Cleveland. Now, they're going to do some shifting around. You know, Jack Conklin has been hurt, so they've moved Lucas to right tackle, and Leviston's been at left. But now Cam Robinson can probably come in, get the start eventually at left tackle. And they're going to be doing some mixing, some jumbling, but eventually I think we'll have a much better groove going on. You also got Tevin Jenkins just waiting on the sidelines back there. Zach Zinter as well. So hopefully Cleveland can improve up front because football is won in the trenches. And this will be significant for the Browns' offensive line future, which is in jeopardy, folks. DeJuan Jones, not only is he out for the year, but it's his third straight knee surgery. Plagued by injuries. He's also been slow, not been amazing, committed some holding penalties, kind of up and down. Joel Bitonio, a 2026 free agent, or he may just straight up retire. He's 33 years old. I'm sure he's starting to consider it. Ethan Posick, our starting center, a 2026 free agent as well. He's 30 years old. Wyatt Teller, the exact same situation. A free agent next year. He's 30 years old. Jack Conklin, he's over 30 and a free agent in 2026, and he can't stay healthy either. I mean, look at the state of the Browns' offensive line. It's more desperate now than ever to get some help. That's why I'm hyped up about this signing. That's why I knew we needed to bring in another offensive tackle. If you watched my video this morning, I said trade for an offensive lineman. Finally, the Browns did it, and he's going to help us out, is Cam Robinson. Now, some more numbers based on Daniel Oyefusi's research at ESPN. The Browns have risen to 10th in run block win rate, which is pretty good, but the pass blocking has become a complete liability. Cleveland ranks 27th in pass block win rate. KT Leviston and Cornelius Lucas rank 57th and 61st, respectively, in pass block win rate out of 66 qualifying tackles. Is pretty bad. And those are our tackles, folks. Did you not think that was the biggest position of need for Cleveland? Thank goodness we're bringing in Cam Robinson. And look at what the Lions did to Cleveland on Sunday. Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best edge rushers in the league. You'd think we'd have a good plan for him. Well, he was matched up with Browns right tackle Cornelius Lucas 17 times. All of those became one-on-one matchups. Hutchinson had 2 sacks, a strip sack, 5 pressures when facing Lucas alone. Stefanski had said he's a very good player. Obviously, we had a plan, but we need to do better. Yeah, just give us nothing about that, Kevin Stefanski. What you need to do is bolster up the offensive line, and I'm so glad that they did that. That's why it's a good thing that Cam Robinson is primarily a pass blocker. It's the biggest area of need for Cleveland. I showed you all the numbers before this year. He's been graded higher as a pass blocker than run blocker every year of his career, specifically the last 4 seasons. It's just what the doctor ordered. It's what's going to help Cleveland. It's going to help any quarterback that goes out there and plays for the Browns. Because clearly, this offensive line was holding back our offense. And look, Flacco's been bad. He's been off. And the receivers have been dropping footballs. But that all stems from the offensive line not holding up. If there's not time for Flacco to throw, he's going to be off target. This is a good sign of things to come that Cleveland's going to protect their rookie quarterbacks as well, not just Flacco. Because they're eventually moving on from Flacco. I think it's going to be pretty soon now. I really only give him one more week. If he plays bad again, it's over. So, yeah, his O-line sucked. He played bad. But this will help the rookies more than anyone going forward. Because if you had thrown them out there in the first 5 weeks of the season, whether you put Gabriel or Shador behind the helm for Cleveland, they were going to be constantly pressured. And that was the one knock on Shador, was that he holds on to the ball a little bit too long. We sort of saw that in the Rams preseason game. This would not have been a good situation for him. Wouldn't have been a good situation for Gabriel either. Now that they've gone out, made a move, and let the rookie sit behind the bench, watch some of the offense develop, say, hey, what am I actually working with here? They're going to benefit the most from this, which is why I actually think it's a smart play for Cleveland to go out, bolster up the line while the rookies are on the sideline. And now when they come in, things will be a little bit better for them. We can set them up to be franchise quarterbacks if they have it in them. But does that solve their offensive line as a whole, folks? Listen, they signed Thayer Munford Jr. That was great. They went ahead, trade for Cam Robinson. This is bigger than the Munford Jr. move. This is going to help them immediately. But should they make another offensive line move? If you think they should, type Y for yes in the comments. If you think we're good now, the offensive line is solved, type N for no. Like I said, I think it's a huge help, but it's going to need some more work. We're not done. Get another lineman if you can. Draft one next year, too, for sure. Make sure I'm on record saying that because they need to do it. I'll give Cleveland credit for this, though. For actually listening to the fans, actually looking at what's wrong with the team, making an assessment that says the offensive line is bad and it's holding back the team. Because how many times have you seen the Browns have an issue and they just let it happen? You know, bad quarterback play and they just keep starting the same quarterback. Glaring issue and they don't fix it. Thankfully, they actually went out and did something, made a trade for Cam Robinson that's going to help the team and help your biggest weakness right now, probably on your entire team. So let's go, Browns. Good move. It's smart. We're excited. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Browns Report, folks. If you are excited about this trade, I certainly am. Get active in the comment section. And like I said, make sure you subscribe because we've got you covered every single day with Browns news, content, and analysis. And the breaking news especially. We're on here to talk about it with you, folks. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.